Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Simple Politics. So guys, there is a lot that is happening at Umkhondo Wesizwe, and at first I was not going to make this video. I wanted to wait until Friday to see what's gonna happen. Because there is some planning that is happening in MK of what's going to happen Friday, but it's under wraps. So we're waiting for Friday to see what is going to happen. The ground forces of Umkhondo Wesizwe, or the commanders, have they I think it's let me say it's a sort of warning. They are issuing out a warning ukuthi they wanna show Floyd Chivambo, they want to show Floyd Chivambo that the masses have got power. And this is not only just the ground forces, in fact. This is also the people, because the other guy that was speaking, I was in a live yesterday, okay, in live Gacom. It's a pity I could not record what was going on there, because I didn't realize that it was going to be so, like a lot of things were going to be dropped. So I did not record. Unfortunately, I don't know who's sending me a message. Unfortunately, I could not record. And if I knew, I would have recorded that. Especially that guy who spoke, who used to be an organizer, because he got into a lot of details. And he mentioned that he has already spoken to Jacob Zuma, which I'm really happy about. I'm happy that they're not only complaining on social media, but they are going to Jacob Zuma as well. So he has already spoken to Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma is aware of what's happening. Because that was my also another concern, Uguti. Is Jacob Zuma aware of what's happening? Like, is he being kept in the loop? So yeah, just before I get right into it, the reason I decided to make this video, it's not because of the live I was in yesterday, but now that I'm making this video, I'm going to share a bit of insight. There's a letter that I just came across. I think it's written by Gauteng. I'm going to read it for you guys. But I also want to go back to Floyd's post, because Floyd posted the duties of the SG. And he posted what the constitution of the MK says about the SG. And remember, Floyd wrote the constitution. He knows the constitution from front to back. There's nobody that can tell him otherwise with the constitution. He knows it. The clause, he wrote those clauses. So, yeah, all I can say, MK is in big trouble. Mina, who's watching from the outside, MK is in big trouble. And they were speaking yesterday, and they were saying, they told Zuma that the problem is not on the ground, the problem is at the top. Okay. Just before I summarize what was being said in that live yesterday, I think let's read the letter. I think let's start with the letter, and then after reading the letter, then we go to Floyd. I want us to go back to Floyd's post where he outlines the responsibility of the Secretary General, because I do think Floyd has got an upper hand to some extent, and we are bohlula. That is why now they are resorting to, I was hearing some very aggressive language yesterday, that's why now this is their last resort, where they are saying they want to show him that masses have got power more than he thinks. And they want to show him that since he thinks that they are uneducated and that he's going to approach them with the constitution, they want to show him that the ground forces and the commanders, even though they are uneducated, or they are not as educated as him, but they are not stupid. Yeah, bon. Fine. Let's first start with the letter. Let's start with this letter that I just got. All right. Okay, and they also mentioned, and they also said that they will never, that guy was saying he was with Jacob Zuma 2 days ago. And the plan of them saying that they must not go see Jacob Zuma is not going to work. That plan of them wanting to isolate them completely from seeing Jacob Zuma, they're saying it's not going to work, because they are trying to prevent Floyd, the commanders or the MK people, from sharing insight of what's happening with Umkhonto, with Jacob Zuma. Anyway, this letter is dated the 28th of February. So that means it was written, today is the what? Today is the, Haibo, is my watch off? Haibo. Today is the 5. So it's 5 days ago. So it says that to President, CC the Secretary General, CC the MK National High Command, CC the National Executive Committee. So it says that, dear honorable leaders, we, the MK Gauteng Ground Forces, are writing to express our deep concern regarding the non-consultative processes leading to the appointment of Gauteng provincial and regional detachment leaders. So, the Gauteng, they are writing this letter to express their concern, right, about the people that are appointed in the detachment. Okay, fine. It says that, as outlined in the letter dated 30 September 2024, the National High Command deployees were tasked with, number 1, studying and internalizing election results data provided by the Secretary General per region. 2, providing comprehensive guidance to lower structures. 3, attending to all MKP activities and programs in collaboration with recognized leadership structures. 4, meeting with leadership structures and members in an open and a collective manner instead of small exclusive factional groups and activities. Unfortunately, these deployees have failed to execute this task, resulting in the lack of consultation and transparency in the appointment of leaders detachment. The current uprising is a direct consequence of these failures. We believe that the appointment were not made in an open and transparent manner, contravening the spirit and the letter of the contents of former SG Dr. Maseko's letter dated 30 September 2024. Here too attached, as well as our esteemed MK Constitution, specifically Section 2B on page 50 of MK Constitution, which, quoting verbatim, reads, MKP does not preach unity for the sake of unity, nor does it believe in paper unity or captured in formal agreements or declarations. Unity must first and foremost be aimed at concerted concrete actions aimed at changing the status quo for the benefit of all the people by any means necessary. While the people must enjoy the total freedom of association, the progressive forces must work tirelessly to build unity among those who continue to suffer under the yoke of imperialism, apartheid, monopoly capital, and their offshore. The MKP must never engage in activities that undermines the unity of progressive forces, even against the most extreme forms of provocation. This requires maximum discipline. Then it says remedial action sought. We therefore urge the National High Command to urgently reconsider these appointment made without proper consultation and adherence to the aforesaid guidelines, and promptly initiate an open and transparent process for credible appointments. This will ensure that leaders are chosen based on their merits and proven capacity to serve the organization, its members, and their communities in line with MK Party principles and values. We look forward to your prompt attention and response to this matter. Sincerely, MKP Ground Forces, Gauteng, of City of Tshwane. And then they listed all their names: 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. They listed all their names. Fine. So I respect this letter because this letter, I feel like it's very respectful. It's approaching the leadership in a very respectful manner. It's saying that we are not happy with the processes of how these people have been appointed. And that's the cry for Limpopo. That's the cry for KZN, for all the MK ground forces. So I feel like if that's the cry for Northwest, I feel like if maybe there were people who wanted to be appointed in one province, it can't be all provinces are unhappy. I'm not a member of MK, but I feel like if everybody is crying about the same thing, there is a problem that needs to be addressed. It can't be that everyone is crying about the same thing. You understand? And so don't listen with the mind of criticizing these people. And again, the people that keep on saying these people, why are they crying on social media? Why are they bringing the party in disrepute? It's because they do send these emails, but they don't get a reply. You understand? They don't get a reply. Okay, fine. Before I go, I share with you guys the things that I heard from yesterday's live. Yay! And there were also MPs there. There was a lot going on there. I want to remind you. I read from, Floyd posted this on purpose to remind everybody who seems to think that he can appoint whoever that he likes, that he is the Secretary General and that these are his powers. Ubabambe ngale ndawo ke ngoku. He's got them by the jugular vein ke ngoku. Floyd posted this on 2 days ago at 8 p.m. He said that the MK Constitution establishes the Secretariat in Section 7 and states that number 1, the Secretariat is a coordinating and implementing structure of the MKP, responsible for day-to-day running of the organization. First of all, his job is to coordinate and implement structures of the Umkhonto weSizwe, responsible for the day-to-day of the running of the organization. That's his job, number 1. B, the Secretariat is responsible for the day-to-day functions of the organization, including in provinces and regions and all levels. 2, he is responsible for the day-to-day functions in the organization, including provinces, regions, and all levels. So he's allowed to appoint whoever that he wants. C, prepares and approves reports before they are tabled to the officials and the National High Command. He's got the power to prepare the reports, to approve them before he goes to the National High Command. He's got the power to make the decisions alone. That's the power that he has. And maybe that's the fine print that maybe Umkhonto weSizwe has missed. So he's not working outside his scope. Whoever that he appoints, he's got the right to, he's got the powers to. The Constitution gives him that power. He wrote the Constitution. Fine. I think he knew that he was going to be the SG. When he wrote that Constitution, he knew that he was going to be the SG. Now, the first person who spoke there, who I wish I recorded with all my heart, is the, I think he's still the organizer because he's still a member. He's still the organizer. He said, first of all, when they were organizing for Imabit, the first anniversary, firstly, he was not called in the first meeting, he was not called in the second meeting, then he was called on the third meeting. He says that it got to a point where one day, one of the days they had a meeting, still organizing what was going to happen at Umabita. Floyd told them that he had to leave, and then Uma Kasela was left behind tabling the meeting. And he says that, the way Uma Kasela was so disrespectful. Uma Kasela Gemlagan Mas, I don't know him, so I'm not familiar with his behavior. There's one video that I do know of him that was trending a while back when he was still in the ANC. I think when Julius Malema were expelled, then he had a press conference there. That's the only video where I get to sort of see his personality. Because there he was very arrogant. So I don't know him. So this guy is like, oh, Makesela was so disrespectful to them, and undermining, to a point that Uti, they had so many gatherings and meetings, and the whole day they would be speaking about transport. And Uti, the conversation got to a point where we said, Uguti, why do we have to make this anniversary? Why don't we cancel this anniversary and take the money that is being used here to do other things? Utubana, for example, the report for Imabita, they still have not received it, even now. Sorry. He says the report for Imabita, they've requested the report to see because prior to Imabita, they wanted the quotes, and the quotes bezingapum. So now, since the event had already passed, they still requested for the reports. Okay, give us feedback. What happened? How much? The report still did not come. But those are the problems that we have, internal problems. But there's no transparency. Kanti, if we are all in the leadership, and there is an event, there's money that we should be, even in my church, I'm not talking about an organization. In my church, when there is an event and we do things, we do get a feedback. Okay, fine, this is what we've done, this is how much, and this is how it worked. So that guy says that's problem number one. And he says that another thing that he learned, and he's saying he has no problem with Floyd. He says that one thing he learned is that Floyd doesn't necessarily know how to organize. And what he would have advised him when he was national organizer, to have people that have experience in organizing and make sure that they prepare. It's just like having a wedding, ne? When you have a wedding, you don't have to plan your wedding yourself. You can ask someone to plan the wedding for you and make sure that they execute it the way that you want, and you just pay them. And then he says that also the reason why people who were hired at Umkhonto Wesizwe. Oh, and another thing that he says before I go to the people that were hired, he says that the people that were selling at Umkhonto Wesizwe, they were all asked to pay, I think 2.5 for that day. Of course, because they were going to make a lot of money, and because there were a lot of people in Mapita. So obviously they were going to make a lot of money. So they were asked to pay 2.5. Now, all those people that were running business there, we asked still for a summary. Okay, fine. How much did this money come to the one that these people who are selling here, who are merchandising? How much was it total of all the people that paid as 2.5? They still didn't get the report for that as well, which was fine. Another thing is that reason why people, remember this is the organizer, so he's there. He says that the reason why the people were not paid, or people are not paid now in Umkhonto Wesizwe and staff and the people, there was a constituency, what do you call it? A constituency money or something, I don't know what it's called. So what happened is, apparently it was 26 million. So during this preparations and told Floyd took that 26 million. Remember, Floyd was not the SG that time. The SG was, I'm not sure if SG being Utatim Tante or maybe Ngumenzi Ngubane na, because from the things that he was saying, there was a time when it was Menzi Ngubane SG, there was a time when it was Tatim Tati, or maybe Sfiso Maseko as well. So he says this, Floyd was not the SG that time. So the SG, I don't know by being an SG man during Mapita. Was it Tatim Tante? I'm not sure. Took 26 million. And he was told to go to Lemali Lena, it's for the staff they took it by force. Now they're not getting paid because they took the money. I think another thing that's happening there at Umkhonto is mismanagement of funds. That's another big problem. The reason Mtati or Sfiso Maseko ended up leaving, but it's not because they are busy, but because there's a lot of things implicated kuzo that's got to do with money. That's why they ended up leaving. What is not because they are busy. What as a result, and he's telling the truth here because I saw this. As a result, now they are appointed now in detachments. Uti so bayekile now ba busy ngoku. And now when their names were mentioned, I was like, uti bayekile now ba busy ngoku, because they were, so we said Usfiso is going back to his job, ntontoni. Uthathi Mthandeni is going to Cape Town busy. Uti bayekile now ba busy ngoku, now that they are appointed again. Yeah, but another thing that was a problem is the girl who just joined. There was a girl who was trending. Usonti, I think Usonti was acting at Skim Sam. A lot of MKP were posting that girl. She joined Umkhonto. She posted on Instagram. And when she posted her picture, she said, newly appointed. And I went to see on those comments, I checked, I saw people are asking, what do you mean, newly appointed? And she was not giving an answer. So she is actually appointed. She's in the detachment in Tshwane. In Tshwane. So mina mntu ke who listens, I've actually listened to abantu be-MK. Yeah, understand? I know a lot of people bayabaxeka why you crying. I've listened to them. And for example, they also raised the person who's elected now for abantu who are disabled. Yeah, but there is a guy, I forgot this guy's name because they mentioned, but there is a guy who recruited abantu who was disabled that guy. There is a guy who is an activist, who's passionate, who joined Umkhonto when it was not fashionable, and he was recruiting. Uti, if anybody deserves to be a leader, Uti they are not talking about their positions in Goko. Uti, if anybody deserves to be a leader, anybody you can ask about that guy, it's that guy. All the people that are disabled, they all joined through that guy. But he's not elected to be a leader. So I think that's where their concern is coming from, is that the people that are being elected and chosen, it's people that they don't know. It's people that they were not working with on the ground. Yeah, and hence they are saying, they at least they would expect to when it comes to regions and tonton, they would get to elect their own leaders. But Floyd posted that thing. Now, Constitution, Floyd is allowed to post whoever that he wants. He is allowed. The Constitution allows him to do so. So I don't know what's going to happen Friday. As I said, there's a big thing happening under reps. Uguti Fridays, yakala. We shall see. Today is what? Today is Wednesday, ne? Today is Wednesday. Yeah, I think today's Wednesday. So we shall see what's gonna happen. So that's why I'm saying, I feel like Umkhonto is in big trouble, and there was an MP guy there who was trying to answer and some questions. He says he's gonna take their complaints into consideration. No. But there's a lot going on there, and they're saying that they're taking things into their own hands now. What they're not gonna do is to let Umkhonto apasaleke phambi kwabo. So we shall see, guys. We shall see what happens. Anyway, if you don't know who I am, my name is Zizipho Lupelwana. Please do subscribe to this channel. It is free of charge. Let's take this channel to 30K. I'll keep you updated if anything else pops up. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think it's gonna happen, because I don't know, Shem. I don't know what's gonna happen, Yan. I don't know if maybe Jacob Zuma will eventually take some action, because at least they have brought him into confidence. They've given him all these evidence. So at least that guy was saying one thing with Zuma, we are because I'm not speaking about hearsay. I'm also bringing evidence. This video is so long, guys. So yeah. Anyway, guys, Aluta continua. The struggle continues always. We shall continue to watch and see what happens. And please do subscribe once again. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Yeah, Aluta continua.